Hi, this is Kevin Deal from Upscale Audio, and today we're going to talk about the Fyne F501S loudspeaker. I might be losing my voice because I went and I shot this. I did all this work and this and that, whatever. And then as we're shooting it, a guy comes walking down a ladder through my roof at the back of the video room. And I'm like, oh, hi, Vince. Anyway, God, what a day. Anyway, look, this is... This speaker, it just blows my mind. This is a 6-inch, 2.5-way floor standing loudspeaker. Now there's also an 8-inch version called the F502S, which you can go look at that video. It was even more in depth. Then there's also the bookshelf version called the F500S, which you see in this beautiful piano black finish. And then there's also a center channel speaker called the F500S LCR. Now, these speakers are only, check this out, $27.99 a pair. Oh my God, Steve Gutenberg, the audiophiliac, when he gave these a rave review, and he said, I had to check, is that $27.99 each? And I would agree with him. Look at the diamond finish on the baskets. I mean, this is just all, God. Now, this speaker has the attributes of a world-class bookshelf speaker. Now, what do I mean by that? I love bookshelves. I love them because they can disappear. They can create an image that is uncanny. The one thing they don't do is they don't give you bass. So if you are looking for a bookshelf that was going to be on a stand, or maybe a bookshelf that maybe you were going to get a little sub, or maybe you just need a speaker that's a little narrower, that'll keep peace in the house, or something that will work in crappy rooms because you have to listen to music off axis, this could very well be an answer for you. Now, Fyne Audio was founded by the top management from Tannoy. Dr. Paul Mills, Angie so-and-so, I mean the entire team, the mechanical engineer that makes these drivers work, all of those guys. When Tannoy got bought by Behringer Corporation, and some of you folks know who Behringer is, they're big in the pro audio space. They thought, you know what, their future's laid elsewhere. And also Dr. Paul Mills wanted to become the principal of the company so he could chase new ideas. And he has done that because he's one of the owners. I'm going to tell you something, he's succeeded. He has come out with new suspensions for drivers. He's come up with new cone materials. He has come up with new phase correction plugs that has allowed these drivers to be crossed over at a lower point that they've never been crossed over at before. And then they have 2 patents and counting. 2 patents and counting. I mean, you would think that maybe there's not that many new things in loudspeakers, but there are. They have the SuperTrax Super Tweeter, which is patented, and then BassTrax, which I'm going to tell you about in just a second. But first I want to tell you about music. Music is recorded by a point source, which is a microphone. With this speaker, you're going to be playing back music the same way that it was recorded. The main 6-inch driver is a point source that they call IsoFlare. And this is why an IsoFlare driver and isotropic radiation is going to sound better. I mean, not just in the best seat with your head in the vise, but any seat in the house. Most traditional loudspeakers have a big problem. As frequencies go up, the dispersion becomes narrower, especially once you get up to around 10,000 hertz. I mean, it almost becomes a laser beam. And that's where that whole, I had to put my head in the vise thing came from. Well, in an IsoFlare driver, the tweeter with its neodymium magnet is mounted way back. There's a lot of parts we're going to show you. The tweeter is mounted way back here in the throat of the mid-range bass driver. Now, in front of the tweeter is something that they call a phase correction plug. Now, the high frequencies follow the phase correction plug, and then it follows the cone of the material. The beauty of that is that you have 360-degree dispersion. So it radiates high frequencies over to the left, over to the right, and above and below. Everything launches together. And because of that, you have even dispersion, and then it's really, really super easy to set these up. But the real problem with speakers, and I'm just going to tell you this, is phase and timing. If you look at phase distortion, it really screws with your head, right? So if you look at a typical two-way speaker, you're going to have a woofer and a mid-range. And when music comes out, the two frequencies are going to try to blend together, and your head is trying to reconcile that. The best way to look at it is, imagine a woofer being a pebble being dropped into a pool of water, and the tweeter being another pebble. You drop them in at the same time, and you can see what happens. There's two circles, but then they run into each other. They collide, and I'm just telling you, it is the exact same thing. With great big array speakers, I can hear that problem. But if you were to look at an isotropic driver, you have just a single pebble. That's what I have to drive home here. The single pebble, drop it, it comes out smooth and even, and there's no chaos, and it's just perfect. The crossover that they have inside here uses super high quality parts. It's got low loss inductors, premium polypropylene capacitors. There's a three-way switch on the back. I love that. And it's not for high frequencies, it's for what's called presence. And that, I think, is even more important, because presence, you know, people talk about the midband being too forward or there's not enough. So you got a three-position switch to be able to address that. There's a second bass driver here that operates at 250 hertz on down. And I'm going to tell you something, the bass is real usable bass. It's the best I've heard in its class. This is usable bass all the way down to 36 hertz. So this sub-enclosure here feeds down into something that they call BassTrax. Now BassTrax, I want you to look at it as like a Hershey kiss that comes up. The bass loads down through a specially designed port and the sub-enclosure inside. It then distributes the bass evenly in a 360-degree pattern. You get rid of the boundary problems. You get rid of the, oh, it's got a rear port, so I can't put it close to the back wall, or, oh, it's got a front port, so I'm not getting enough bass out of the, you know. All of that stuff goes away. It just makes these speakers so much easier to place. Oh my God. The cabinet comes in this fantastic book-matched walnut finish. You can get it in a piano black. You can get it in a book-matched black oak, which looks really, really nice. There is a grille here, which is held on magnetically right on the front. But God, come on. You don't want to cover these up. Look at that. Look at that speaker. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. So you don't have to store these in the garage or in a closet. Just put them on the back. It's fantastic. They're bi-wireable. You got little jumpers on the back, really nice high-quality terminals. And they weigh 41 pounds, as I recall. They are 90 dB efficient and an 8 ohm impedance. And I'm going to tell you something. I've tried these with all kinds of tube amps, like all the Prima Lunas. It's just like peanut butter and jelly. Pathos amp, solid state amps, big and small. You could even use it with an 8-watt single-ended amp. I mean, of course, you got to be reasonable, right? A 300B amp is only going to have so much punch, but I'm telling you, it'll work with these, and it will give you heaven in your home. So look, I got to tell you something. I love this company. I love what they stand for. Their factory there in Scotland and their research and development is like off the hook. And the thing is, they're really good and they are lovely people. And that's why it makes me feel good to sell their stuff here at our store. Come down here and we'll play these for you. Come down and check them out. Hold me to task. Make me prove it. We'll play them for you. Talk to my non-commissioned salespeople. They will listen to you. I mean, we always want to listen to you. And that's why I always say to you, you know, at Upscale Audio, we are going to treat your system like it's ours. Thank you.